Let's discuss security in Nigeria now with the help of a security analyst, Saludeen Hashimu. Thank you very much, Saludeen, for joining us on the news.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's been a week since these people and teachers were taken. The Minister of Information insists that the security agencies are working round the clock to ensure their release. And then he also said that they will be brought back safely. Are you reassured by this affirmation?
Right, this is deja vu. This was the same assurance we got from the state in 2014 when the Chibok were taken, when the Jangebe boys were taken. This is the same incident and of course the assurance that we got from the state. And again, all the guys from the Niger, and of course even the Baptist school in Kaduna happened over almost 100 or 200 students. This also the same kind of, so the reference is actually a template that has consistently become part of government efforts to reassure. Truth is, there is no specific template to put on the table as a measure to allow for this sort of rescue operations to happen. What you keep hearing is about the access, is about terrain, about ability to be able to get specific direction into the kind of approach to use. They always refer of collateral damage in instances like this. We hear situations that borders around trying to be very careful so that they don't record high-level fatality to the children are involved, and obviously because these guys are going to be using children as a shield, then of course very important to leverage on those kind of rescue. If you want to ask security agencies exactly the rules of engagement in situations and instances like this, what are the concept of operations? What are the kind of specific thinking they have? What is the military to coordinate in terms of access and how get into this kind of operation? I think they just don't leverage on all of this. Again, by the end of this whole situation, then the story changes. We hear that ransom were actually paid before these children were then released.
But,
and I tell you very clearly.
Sorry to interject. The minister made it quite clear, and that was going to be my second question to you, that the government will not be paying ransom. And this is something that they've reiterated over time. Does Gumi's plea to dialogue with the abductors translate to a request for ransom payment? Are the two related, really? And why does government need to reiterate that they wouldn't pay ransom? You're indicating that there's a possibility of that.
Oh, yes, because this is something that we have consistently related with. I have had this kind of interaction severally, and I know too that time you'll hear that from the back end, parents are beginning to mobilize resources, and then of course this is are facilitated. People pay their properties to be able to get this thing done. But again, official statements will continue to read that we will not negotiate with terrorists. Even in the developed climate, there are some level of shift or kind of template that is adopted in instances like this. Because again, we are coming to the negotiation table with some level of weakness. So we are not negotiating from the areas of strength. If you are negotiating from the areas of strength, then you'll be dictating terms, okay? But this situation suggests very clearly that negotiating from the point of weakness. And why did I say so? One is that we don't have the entire security technology capability that will be able to establish coordinates for us. If that is the case, for instance, and these guys know that they are already surrounded, and of course they know too well that we were advancing, the negotiation would have changed. But the fact is that I can guarantee that even yes, it is security-related matter, and it should actually be played, and they will not want to specifically mention the approach they have adopted. But the truth is, this is actually a recurring death mark that parents at the end of the day, on their own, mobilize, sell their houses, sell whatever that is left of their assets, pull this money together and pay for whatever they could. We saw this thing happening even with the Baptist high school
So, but
children.
this is not something, I
mean,
Saladin, this is not something that's sustainable or that can sustain over a period of time. There has to be some sort of action. Remind us again, what are the implications of dialoguing with bandits, and what must government do now to begin to show that there is some commitment in ensuring that there is a decrease in the rate of kidnapping? Because if people don't kidnap in the first place, there will not be any need for the talk about ransom.
Okay, I will first of all mention that even the ransom payment is actually against the Terrorism Prevention Act as amended 2022. And I can tell you it is on that premise that government is making it official. Now, the law says very clearly that if you pay ransom, it is a criminal offense. You are likely to be prosecuted for it. So I can see the reason why government is actually taking that position very clearly. Now, to your question, so whether or not there is already a different kind of approach that this is going to take, I think there's an issue of the failure of intelligence. If the intelligence is actually built and strengthened and we're able to put some of the intelligence infrastructure in place, tendencies are there these kind of issues will not reoccur. So into the future, we want to look at the interaction in the security architecture. And interaction is one. Look, you need to take care of those preventive mechanisms that actually put people in this kind of difficult situation. And what are those? What are the soft side of it? What are the non-kinetic approach that you to recognize as part of the challenges that we are currently concerned with? Are we surprised that we are here since January with this reoccurrence? No. The National Bureau of Statistics document was very clear for December, and it says the level of mobility and poverty in different locations suggests that there might be some level of high risk in January and in February. And for those who are actually in the security corridor, it became very clear this was going to happen. And what is government response? Government needs to take care of the poor and the push factor. Otherwise, we are going to continue to go around in circle. And one of the things that I hear very clearly is that we always want to look at the issue of the personnel. This is not the time to always do that. We must sleep. But each time occurrences like this happen, we talk about point of personnel. But we are not looking at those things that the core factors the situation that we are currently having.
It's
security and development
that is taking a look at
of connection, and they have nexus.
Saladin, as always, thank you very much for speaking with us. We appreciate your time.